What's going on, peeps? How's it going? Welcome back for another video. If you'll find it entertaining, you like what you see or information you hear again, please like and subscribe. Today I am doing a pretty much after unboxing, I guess you could call it. I couldn't wait to do an unboxing of it and check it out, so I kind of took it out of the box already. But today I'm going to give you finally some details on my newest crawler. It is a 124 scale crawler. It's the Hobby Plus CR24 124 scale crawler. This thing is actually pretty freaking cool. Now, the thing with this particular 124 scale crawler, because I have been looking into other multiple different 124 scale crawlers, as you can see. That one is a friend I'm borrowing to check it out. Like I said in a previous video, it's a Ecx Barrage is I guess what it's called, and it's got good soft sticky tires and whatnot, but the flex isn't there. And that's something I've noticed a lot when I was in the market for one of these 124 scale crawlers. My basic requirement, not requirements, I shouldn't say, but like things I wanted out of it was a few major points. One, price. Because this is just something I'm going to be playing around in the house or maybe outside if I could find something that it's capable of crawling, because they're obviously 124 scale, so they're not going to be as capable as their 110 scale counterparts. But this particular one, and there's a few others I'll talk about that I did see as well after I'm done reviewing this one, and go over the specs and whatever else. This particular one that because I've been, like I said, doing a lot of research, watching a bunch of review videos on YouTube and some other stuff. This particular one I thought was best bet for me and best bang for my buck. This one here is set up versus a lot of these 124 scale crawlers are set up equally with their links set up and their suspension and everything else, how they're made. This particular one, and there's a couple others on the market today that are set up like this, are the most serious like set up exact to their 110 counterparts. This one here is fully locked differentials front and rear, so it's full-time four-wheel drive, as you can see here on the box. It is full-time four-wheel drive. It also is waterproof electronics, which I have seen videos of other people going through like streams and stuff with this thing, submerging it, and it's been fine. I myself haven't yet contested to trying that yet, so I will let you know in future videos if it does hold up, because I will be putting this to the test, because I have put their 110 scale counterparts, their brothers and sisters RC 110 scales, through water streams and stuff, and they held up perfectly fine. It says it's waterproof. We're going to find that out probably the hard way, but that's half the fun of owning an RC. But 124, it's a 124 scale. It's waterproof electronics, 2.4 gigahertz. It's got a 600 milliamp one cell LiPo, 3.7 volts, full-time four-wheel drive, like I mentioned. This particular one that I know of, I think there probably by now a couple others on the market, but this particular one, and now the other ones that don't, you can hook up a camera. It is, the other ones can, with a little bit of adapters or whatever, can be like this one here even is. But FPV ready basically means you could hook a first person view camera up to it. There's a plug inside, and you plug that camera up to that, put the camera in the windshield, and while you're driving this thing out on the trails or whatever, you could have the camera video recording, or even on your app on your phone, you could have it showing what you're crawling on, like first person view, which is pretty cool. Like I said, there isn't many that I know of at the moment that are doing that. The Barrage, it does, I believe. I believe the Barrage has that setup too. But this one comes ready out the box, ready to just hook the camera up and go. You don't have to do anything else to it. Just hook the camera up to it and go, which is cool. It's 100% ready to run out the box. It says, but to me personally, if when I think of something, the words ready to run, I think of meaning it comes with every single battery you need, controllers, battery control for the truck, everything. That to me is truly, truly ready to run. This did not come with controller batteries. The controller does take 4 of the AAAs, and it's a pretty interesting way to put the batteries in the controller, which I will show you. Now, there is a tab here on the back. Push up, you slide out your controller bottom half. And then you got this other tab here. Push, lift this up, and then you could slide your batteries in. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Put these batteries in here. Get this ready so we can start having some fun. Now this is going to be interesting, lighting these tabs back up. There you go. And there's just a regular on and off switch here. Now the controller is pretty cool. It's got a bunch of dials and stuff for all your trims, your steering trims, throttle trims, whatever. Dual rates, reverse, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. We're going to make sure the truck is plugged in now. So we're going to take these body clips off of here. I don't know if I'm able to get to it. Just turn the camera on. I'm going to take these here body clips off. I love how flexible. It's a little soft and springy to suspension, but I love how much flex this thing has. I was looking at the Axial SCX-10-2. No, I'm sorry, Axial Ecx24, the 124 scale Axial crawler. That didn't seem to have that much suspension flex stock, which was a bit of a camera that out of there. Let's move this over here. That didn't seem to have enough of the flex out of suspension, which I liked, which therefore in return it made it a little more difficult to crawl over obstacles, because it always wanted to flip over because it didn't have enough suspension travel, which this thing has nice suspension travel. Actually, since I have the body now off to connect the truck, I'm going to show you some other cool things about this that you're probably not going to see in some other crawlers in the 124 scale, which are pretty cool that this one does offer. Once I get this battery connected here. Alright. Look at the Another thing this comes with, as you can see here, here's the battery plug. Here is your FPV camera plug, and this plug here is going to lights. Another cool thing, this 124 scale crawler for just over $100 comes with working LED lights. That's another bargain in itself. Another reason to go with this one versus many others. Now, there are others on the market too as well that do come with working LED lights. If not, there's some that you can get light kits for. I don't remember exactly if the Axial CX24 scale has working lights or not. I know they sell light kits for them. You can get light kits for, I think nowadays, for almost all RCs. 110, 124, or whatever it is. But this comes for $108. This comes ready to hook up a camera and with working LEDs, good, really good flex suspension, soft squishy tires, fully locked differentials. This thing is a great buy for the money, and it already sounds like a pretty dang capable RC. I haven't taken it out yet, which we will in a second. But let's get back to here. Let's turn it on. And we'll reconnect the battery and we'll see what we got here. Getting back into it. For the money, these are a fun entry-level introduction to crawling. And you don't have to go outside of a crazy course. You don't even have to make up crazy course in your garage out of a plywood 2x4, some dirt from outside, rocks and whatever. You could do something as simple as I did and just throw a bunch of crap all over the floor. Your TV remote, DVDs, Hot Wheels cars, whatever you got. And just play around, and then obviously you gotta clean up after, but it's fun. Or if you really want to have the room and you really in your garage or in a shed out back or somewhere, set up a course. It's a lot of fun testing the limits of these things and just going out there having fun with them. Now, again, like I said earlier in the video, I would go through some brands that I know of so far. There's so many out there. Ones that I remembered, and the three main ones I was looking at, my three main choices. When I was looking into getting into these, after all the reviewing on YouTube, the reviews that I've seen on these different brands, comparison videos, everything, there was three choices that I knew it was either one of the three. Number one, this one here. I believe it also goes by Banggood Hobbies or Banger or something like that, but you look it up, Hobby Plus CR24, you'll find it. This thing for the money was a very good choice. Like I said, waterproof servo, 24 gigahertz, radio, one cell, 600 mAh battery, fully locked, four-wheel drive all the time, camera ready to run. It's got a anodized aluminum chassis frame rails, chassis mounted servo, pre-tuned springs, standard front and rear LED lights, high torque transmission system, aggressive tires that are super soft and sticky. I love them. I think there was some of the best stock for stock RC 124 scale crawlers that come on any of these crawlers. Because some of the other ones I'm going to tell you about in a second too, the other options you have, the tires either were too hard or too firm or not sticky enough of a compound, which I was hearing about in all the reviews I watched. But also waterproof electronics, auxiliary outputs for lighting and other accessories. Fully upgradable, optional hop-up parts. So there's plenty of stuff available if you want to change this from electronics to even like body parts, different bumpers, I'm guessing, and all of that. But that was the one I went to with, because for $100, all that there in that package deal for $108 and some change, you can't beat it. Now, that's what it cost me shipping to my house. Who knows? It could be a little bit more or less, depending on what state you live in, whatever. But that was the main one I was really I ended up deciding on, and was definitely going to go for because of what it offered for the money. Also, another number 2, which is another good value, is the Axial Ecx24 scale crawler. Fully locked differentials, I believe, again. Solid axles, just like this one. I don't know if that one comes stock, ready to run with LED lights or not. I know you can get like it's for them, I believe. That one is about $120 and $130 new. Coil spring suspension, just like this. A lot of the same features this one has, but I don't think it had lights. And I think it has good sticky tires, but the main thing I seen in videos, people on the review videos talked about with the Axial, is it didn't have enough suspension travel, enough flex, which you could always upgrade. Like all of these, you could upgrade to different shocks for more travel, lift kit shocks for height, whatever you want to do. That was the Axial, which was number 2. Number 3 was my next choice, which I was really serious on, was the Kyosho Mini Z 4x4 with the Toyota 4Runner body. Because that, out of these 3 that I've talked about so far, this one and the Axial, the Kyosho Mini Z 4x4 with the Toyota 4Runner body or the Toyota little pickup body, which are licensed, I believe, bodies. They're hard bodies versus these plastic Lexan, which is softer material. Although this body is pretty stout and stiff for a Lexan, the hard plastic bodies of the Kyosho are more durable, more stronger. They are a little bit more heavier and top heavy, but you got the durability there. The Kyosho, like this one, had great flex from all the videos and reviews I've seen, and which is why it was a serious option. One of the 3 or 4 main options I was looking into. It flexed nice, good suspension, soft suspension like this. It crawled nice, but the main drawback of the Kyosho was, from what I've seen, the trigger and throttle wasn't as much of there wasn't much modulation like there is with this. Meaning, if you baby the throttle trigger a little bit, it'll crawl slower, and then you give it more gas, it goes faster. That's modulation, for those who might not know. The Kyosho didn't have that great of it. It did have some from one of the videos I've seen and people were talking about, but it wasn't that great compared to either the Axial, which had great modulation, and this, which has pretty good modulation. The bad drawback of the Kyosho Mini Z was it's $200 new before taxes. So it puts it up there on the scale of the highest price out of the 124 scale crawlers that I know of. The Kyosho being, which is the third one, Kyosho being the $200 124, the Axial being the 130-ish, and this one here, number one, being just over $100. Technically like 90, but after taxes, whatever. But then there was one other fourth option that was a late entry that I kind of like was considering, but I didn't end up getting. Oh, wait, before we get to that fourth one, the last thing, information on the Kyosho Mini Z. The biggest drawback, besides the number two out of the two drawbacks, besides modulation, the tires on the Kyosho Mini Z, from all the reviews I've seen, were really stiff. And they weren't that sticky of a compound, and they weren't aggressive either. They were really like an all-terrain tire. Much how this tire looks like an all-terrain tire. But as you can see, that's a soft, sticky tire. This soft, sticky tire, and it's aggressive compared to that, which is all-terrain, mud terrain. But the Kyosho didn't have aggressive tires. They were firm, and so you didn't get the grip that you get with any of these, or that you get with the Axial SCX-10 Now, the fourth one, the Axial SCX-24 scale crawler. We're talking 124 scale crawlers. I'm sorry. There goes the camera again. The fourth one, which was another option, was there's the camera again. Their fourth option was the Charisma. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a 124 scale crawler by Charisma. And that one also came with, this is the one I talked about briefly earlier, that came with a late 70s Ford body. It came with some other pickup bodies too, but that one, the reviews I saw on that were not that great. It didn't have a good modulation of the trigger and throttle. It had great flex suspension, just like this one does. But it didn't have good modulation of the trigger or throttle, and the tires were bad. The tires were super hard and stiff, and they were not sticky at all. So you didn't get much grip. Out of all those four crawlers, 124 scales I mentioned, all of them, I believe, run either lipos or I think one maybe nickel metal hydride battery, NIM battery. But one of them, the Kyosho Mini Z, another drawback to that one, which from the reviews was also a good thing too, to some people. A lot of these run lipo batteries or NIM batteries in the trucks themselves. The controllers are AAAs or AA's, but the trucks themselves are lipos. However, the Kyosho Mini Z 4x4, the truck took, I believe, 4 AA or AAA batteries, which was sort of a letdown for most people with the power and torque you get out of a lipo battery. But at the same time, Kyosho claims that truck lasts runtime of, I believe they said an hour. Of runtime with that Kyosho Mini Z 4x4. This particular 124 scale here, that one on a freshly charged one cell lipo that comes with it, they claim the runtime on this is 45 minutes, which is pretty impressive, being that you're only playing with it like for a little bit. Like if you set up a little crawling course like this in your house, or you go outside, you're not going to be, or if you're at your desk, your lunchtime's only going to be about a half hour for most people anyway, so you're going to crawl around on your desk at work or whatever with it for a few minutes or whatever, then you're going to go back to work. You're not going to be playing around with it forever. So for anything over a half hour battery life on one of these, it's pretty good. This one being 45 minutes is not bad. I believe Axial's is about that, either a half hour or 45 minutes. I don't know about the Kyosho's because Kyosho's was an hour because of the batteries, regular triple A or double A's. This third one here, I'll say this is like a bonus one. It's not really one I didn't really look into yet too much, but just a rough review on it from what I can see on it. I never even hooked the battery up to it, whatever, and checked it out. But this Ecx Barrage, just a rough first-hand view on it. It doesn't seem to flex that great. Doesn't have the most flex. The tires are soft and sticky, which are nice. It does have a pretty cool look to it. With upgrades, that'll probably be a good truck. Oh, it does have a first-person camera view right there. See right in the grill. But, which both of these have. The Barrage, I believe, comes with the camera factory stock. This has a connector for it. You buy the camera and you can hook it up and use it. But anyway, I haven't really got a chance to use this. I think this is generally around the same cost as this one is. I haven't looked too much information up on it, but it's not a bad one. But for the money, again, that's for the money to fun factor, this is where you would, if I had to recommend any of them to anybody, I would say go for this or go for the Axial CX24. Again, that's my opinion. But I hope that helps you guys out if you're looking to get into the 124 scale. But again, it was my review on, but mainly supposed to be my review on the CR24 crawler there. Again, I love it. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. Take it to work probably tomorrow and play around with it at the body shop I work at, and try it around the shop. Crawl over some fenders or something and see what I can make it go over. It's all in fun. Get out there in RC, have fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Could be RC related, could be automotive related. We'll see what happens. Talk to you guys later. And gals. Peace out.